Could you speak up a little bit?
Real name is Matt Weesey.
How did you get into the business?
I started at the power plant, WCW power plant. Wrestled there as Horseshoe for a while.
What was it like ever since you were a kid? Was it like a dream to be a pro wrestler?
You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch. I never expected to actually be a wrestler, but I was a big fan of wrestling growing up. I used to watch all the guys back in the day. Hogan and Snuka and Buzz Sawyer and Wildfire Tommy Rich, and everybody. Anything that was on TV that I saw, I watched. I was always a big fan of it. The whole brutality. And the whole fighting mentality, and I was always in trouble as a kid, and so it was kind of like an escape for me, watching that. So
what was it like training to be a pro wrestler in power plant and getting into WCW?
The training at the power plant was really tough, just very intense workouts. We'd start a day off with 800 prison squats, and then we'd go run wind sprints in a parking lot that seemed like it was miles long, and then we'd go into the ring and do drills, and we were there from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, 5 days a week. And to put your body through that much training, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, it's really tough, man. But it's a great business, and it's like anything in life, bro. Anything worth having, you got to work hard for it. It doesn't come easy.
What are like the politics in the wrestling business? Was it frustrating at times? Or?
Well, there's politics in any job, man. The bottom line is wrestling is a job. It's a way that guys make a living, and hell, there's politics in everything. So, can it be frustrating at times? Yeah, but it's all how you deal with it, and how you accept it. Any job you have, there's politics. So accept it, deal with it, do your job, do the best you can, make your money, put food on the table, put a roof over your head, support your family, and that's the bottom line.
You're a SAG registered actor.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you think that the WWE should have something like that, where there's more of a safety net, or more of kind of like a union of sorts?
Well, that's the infamous question, is wrestling being unionized, and really it's neither here nor there for me to say, and my opinion really doesn't matter on it. There is no union, but at the same time, it's a very good living. You can make a lot of money in the wrestling business, so as long as you're smart with your money, you make the proper investments, and you save, and you pay your taxes on time, and it's all about how you handle your money. I think in any pro sport, whether it be baseball or football or boxing or whatever, guys make a lot of money, and they just mismanage their money, and they blame the fact that, well, I didn't have health benefits because there wasn't a union, and I didn't get this or that, and poor me. But shit, man, union or no union, if you're making a good living and you're smart with your money, it really shouldn't matter.
What in backstage of the WWE, is the internet looked down upon by the wrestlers? What's that like?
Me personally, I own 3 computers. I've got 2 in my house, and I've got 1 in my office at a business that I own, and I don't even go on wrestling websites. I don't pay attention to the internet. Of course, when you work in that profession, you hear the gossip and stuff like that, but most of the guys that buy into that stuff don't know what the hell they're talking about anyhow. Is some of it legit? Yeah, some of it's legit. There's accurate information on there, and then there's information that's just completely bogus. So I mean, I think for the most part, it's a way for these little computer geeks to spend their time doing something that they pretty much know nothing about. So.
What like you interacted with Vince McMahon, like what was your like personal opinion on him? Like, did you guys get along? What did you think of him?
I'm a huge fan of Vince McMahon. And I don't say this to kiss his ass or blow smoke up anybody's ass, because that's not my style. I could care less. But I mean, the bottom line is Vince is a genius when it comes to wrestling, and he's a very smart businessman. And for somebody to take a small territorial company and turn it into a billion-dollar organization, you can't be a dumbass and achieve that. So yeah, I mean, I was always a big fan of Vince, and I had nothing but the utmost respect for him.
Do you have plans to like continue in the wrestling business and go back to WWE?
I mean, I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong. At this point in time, no, I don't have plans to wrestle. Since I left WWE, I've been offered, to go to Japan and some dates in Australia and Italy and South Africa and make some good money. But I'm staying home, and I'm doing some other business endeavors right now that are paying me some good return, and I'm enjoying being home right now, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So for now, I'm going to do that. But I'm the type of person who gets bored easily. I need a change of pace quite often. So I never say never. If I decided that I really miss the WWE, which at times there are aspects that I do miss, and then there's aspects that I absolutely don't miss. But if it ever came down to it, and I decided that I wanted to go back, then obviously the ultimate decision would be up to them. And I don't know. I mean, maybe not.
What do you feel like you were underpushed? You think you could have been better utilized?
Yes, I think at times I could have been better utilized. Absolutely. Vince McMahon even said that I could have been better utilized. But the bottom line is it's a business, and we are characters on a television show. It's just like any other television show. You have a part to play. You are paid a certain amount of money to play that part, and like it or leave it. I'm not really into the whiny poor me bullshit. It's like it's a job, man. You know what I mean? You go to McDonald's and they say, hey, flip that burger and make that quarter pounder. You're going to flip that burger and make that quarter pounder, and you're going to collect your check. Like I said before, it's a job. So whether you're pushed to the moon or whether you're underutilized, it's Vince, definitely knows what he's doing, and sometimes things work and sometimes things don't. And but for the most part, I think he has good intentions for everybody and for the company as a whole. And sometimes, you have to make sacrifices as a person in order for the company as a whole to better succeed.
What was your opinion lately, like when 18 wrestlers got released in like 2 days? Like, what was going through your mind when that was happening?
Some of those guys I knew very well, and some of them I just knew through work. I don't really know their situations. Hopefully they were smart with their money and they've got some good investments, or they have some money to do something else with, and I'm sure they'll survive. One thing about people in the professional wrestling business, and when I say professional wrestling business, I mean the WWE, because in my opinion, at least in the United States, if you're not wrestling for the WWE, you're really not wrestling. And if you're not a WWE superstar, you're really not a superstar. So, I mean, it's disheartening, you know, on one hand to see guys put out of work, but you know, on the other hand, sometimes, you know, decisions need to be made, and you know, budgets need to be cut in order for the company to prosper as a whole. So.
Like when ECW, WCW went under, like you were with WCW for a while.
Yes.
Like, how did the monopoly of the business like affect you and other wrestlers?
What do you mean the monopoly of the business?
Like, I mean, like pretty much it's like, even though there's like a TNA, there's like pretty much people still think there's just a WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like? There's so many fewer spots with well-paying checks than there used to be.
Absolutely.
Like how does that affect the workers?
Well, I mean, you know, anytime, I mean, there's less jobs, you know, so there's less spots to be filled, there's less jobs, there's less employment, you know, so it, as far as affecting, you know, the workers, you know, the wrestlers, the athletes, you know, it forces them to do something else, you know, change careers, or you know, go overseas and try to make money, you know, in the trade, you know, so, you know, it definitely has an effect. But, you know, that's life, brother. There's good times and there's bad times, man, you know. I mean, I did 5 years in prison. I didn't like it, you know what I mean, but I did it. That was a bad time, you know.
Do you mind talking about why you went to prison and all that?
I mean, you know, it's public information. Go online. You know.
Like, have a good night.
What you doing?
Going to TGI Fridays
Where at?
over at the block.
Rick and them going?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
They're open till 1.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Later.
Thank you very much
you.
for the
All
for the
right.
thing.
Yes, thank you.
I'm
Okay.
gonna get back to that. I think I'm gonna shoot over there and see you, brother.
Okay.
All right.
What's your opinion of backyard wrestling?
I mean, you know, man, I really don't have an opinion. I've never been to a backyard wrestling event. You know, I respect them guys for putting their bodies on the line, but at the same time, I think they're a little misled and a little misguided, and in my opinion, don't really have a grasp or an understanding of, you know, what the business is really about. So, you know, it's really can't say much for it.
What is your future dreams for the rest of your life? What do you want to accomplish now?
Make money and retire, baby. Have sex every night. Get buck wild. That's horseshoe style, baby. That's what I do best.